Pitch Black sat in his gaming chair, preparing for his 4-hour power with his wolf pack. To the enjoyment of no one, he whittled away.
"Excuse you!"
he exclaimed, too dense to understand that I am a narrator and would not actually be able to have conversations with him. And so he sat, incapable of any response that wouldn't go ignored. Yet he trotted on, extending the torment of being a content creator without fans. It was a wonder why he attempted this every day, as no one supported his goals.
"Hey! I have people supporting my channel. They want me to build this community."
He lied, desperate for love. But how could he be loved when he had no value in this industry?
"Hey, knock it off!"
he insisted, as if I hadn't already told him I wouldn't respond. The ignorance of this sad creature was not lost on his paltry audience. Oh, that's really mature. But once Pitch Black is out of breath, the story will go on. As I, the narrator, will always have the last say. From once upon a time to Hey, what's happening to my voice? Is it getting lower? No, stop! Hey, how dare you?
What up, my wolf pack? It's your good boy, Pitch Black Wolf. Your one and only boy. No other boys up in here. No narrators. That's right. Had to excommunicate. All right? Yep. There can only be one streamer, and narrating and streaming, having a narrator while you're streaming is just chaos. So, what's up, guys? All right? I didn't believe a single thing he said either. I know you guys are there for me. People on the live, y'all will get it once you see the upload, okay? All right, guys. We are sinking our teeth back into the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, okay? This game is just crazy fun. All right, it is. It's just amazing. And I actually need to switch my headset to over here. Yep. There we are. So I can actually hear it. There we go. Nice. All right. Okay. Off on another adventure. Or. You know what? Can I get back in? I can't get back in? Alright. Oh well. I was about to say.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm running along the walls. Alright, here's the bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Home with the bucket. Okay, yep. I'm getting happy
Stanley
with that
clutched
sound
the bucket
effect.
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm wondering if I can get on that windowsill. All right. We're going to enter the door. I want to see what happens with this bucket during a countdown. I'm not going to be frantic, am I? I'm going to feel warm and fuzzy with the bucket. So.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Oh, here's the broom closet again.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. You can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Well, then do something about it. I'm going to close the door. Matter of fact, show you how serious I am. We're staying in here until we have a, what's the word called? We need. Yo, I know that's Aaron's noise, man. Aaron, that you, bud? Hey, man, look. We need to hash it out, y'all. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the bond between a human and a bucket. So you guys can understand. We need that closure. That's the word that I was really looking for. Closure, yeah. No? Alright then. That's fine. Whatever.
Coming to a staircase,
Absolutely,
Stanley and the bucket
bud.
walked
Yep.
upstairs to the boss's office.
Yep. I'm walking upstairs. Because I want to see everything that happens with this bucket now. Alright. So. Because when it comes time, I don't want to lose the bucket when I decide to chuck it into the bucket. When I decide to chuck it in the bucket destroyer. Hey, buddy. Hey. Hey, you and me, we're everywhere. We're going everywhere together. Forever. No, not forever. Not forever. He's got to go eventually. Yeah, man. Friends to the end of time. End of its time. All right. But, yeah. All right. We have the bucket. Can it go in the bathroom? It can. We did. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast. Money crisp. What is that supposed to be? Cereal? Cookie crisp, y'all? Was that what that was supposed to be? All right.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Right.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
Oh, I didn't.
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Yeah, but why would I want to push a button if I'm at peace? If I'm at peace, I don't care. Why would I need to move? Huh? Why? I asked
Stanley
why.
just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2.
Yes, dude, yes. The Avatar DLC, man. That's got to happen.
2845.
Yeah, well, what if I don't want to? What if I like this room? What if I just want to sit and enjoy? You drag me everywhere, narrator. Never once do you just let me enjoy
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
I still don't have to go. I still can stay right here in this room with me and my bucket. That's right. That's right. We're gonna stay right here. Wouldn't it be nice if we could stay here? Then we wouldn't have to be directed. Wouldn't it be nice with my bucket lay here, and I wouldn't have to listen to him? I can't say that word on Twitch or YouTube. Being. Oh, see. You ruined my rap. Censors, you ruined my rap. Alright. I don't think he's gonna say anything. Alright. Yeah. Because I know Gamefly sometimes, when it comes to the games, I'm such a cheapskate. Sometimes the DLCs get added on to the game as well. But I could just pay for the DLC. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Alright. Alright, let's move on with the story. Okay. Moving with the bucket. Alright, going down.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
What is this, a teddy bear to him? Huh? I'm like 5 years old, I gotta hold on to my teddy bear? Hey, also, again, if this thing is really all comfort, why am I moving forward
Stanley
with
and the
the
bucket
story?
walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Oh, what do I do? Everyone loves Bucket. All the homies know him. Yeah, Bucket. Bucket. Yep. Yep, I love Bucket too. Bucket. I don't like the fact that we name it property of Stanley. That's not a friend. That's something else. I thought we abolished that years ago. All right, Bucket. Let's see how I feel when I'm holding this bucket. And the Matrix comes on.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Yeah, what is your power bill? Y'all, good God, man. This is where my taxes get into. This big robot chicken
The
screen.
monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
So the bucket's having an emotional journey instead of me now? Okay. Alright, don't dump all your problems on me, Bucket. We love Bucket. Hit the bathroom. To the potty,
Was the bucket
sir.
under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
You think this is a friendship of convenience, Stanley?
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone
He
else's
screamed
control.
into the
Never!
bucket?
He squeezed the bucket tighter.
There's a
His
bucket
one
case.
friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Right.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began
Why
to sink
did they
in,
create
Stanley
this spot?
decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Would we?
Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Hope the bucket. See, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking the bucket becomes a problem. Like, if I go for the happy ending, it's going to be the bucket's happy ending, and something bad's going to happen to me. Yep. All right. You know what? I'm not going for the happy ending because I want to do this countdown thing.
When at last they came to the source
and
of the
see
room's
if he's-
power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Mind controls, idle, awaiting input. Can we watch Fast and Furious on here? Seriously, man. Come on. This is an IMAX theater. Take advantage of your size, man. All right. You know? Okay.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
It was the bucket's
Stanley
fault?
gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? The bucket had betrayed him like this. Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
What?
Birds. Silly, silly birds. The
Oh,
control button
IMAX
became
time!
active again.
Birds? Silly birds. Okay, silly birds. Do they fly? No, that's an eagle. That's a bird. Wait. Is there a difference between which one I push? Of course it is. It's the Stanley parable. Let's go with an eagle. Oh, can you switch
Stanley
them?
flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
That's not a
The
silly
mind
bird.
controls were only a facade to disguise its true intention.
But the birds are machines that surveil humans.
Stanley marveled at the
Some
metal
people believe
genius
that.
in his hands, the one who had pointed him
Possible.
towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
That
Of
one is
all
silly.
the possible paths his
Look at
life
that
could
pump!
have taken,
That
this
pump
one
bird
was
right
surely
there.
the best. And Stanley was happy.
No, I wasn't done looking at birds. Oh. You know what? I'm done with adventures today.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. He had to make a decision. What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that.
What?
No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly.
They predicted me
The thing to
doing
do now,
this?
Stanley thought to himself. Forget. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by?
Oh, dear
He
God.
no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come.
Hey!
Eventually, someday, they would arrive.
Did he just say that it was days, years? I would have soiled myself by now. I would have been hungry. I mean, usually you could tell by how long you have to go to how many times you go to the bathroom. That's how you tell how many days have passed. That's what you do if you can't see any windows or anything like that. So if you ever find yourself in jail and you want to know, hey, how long has it been since I've been in solitary confinement? Ask how many times you soiled yourself that day, and then you'd be able to kind of figure it out. Okay, all right. The passing of time is measured by you urinating and soiling yourself. That is depressing. Okay, all right. Got a projector for Christmas. Watched Harry Potter on my ceiling last night. Aaron, that's so cool. I want to get a projector.
Soon, very soon now, this
And
will
you're just
end.
lying down
He will be
watching it?
spoken
That's
to.
crazy.
He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
He will be told what to do, and you're going to tell me to exit the room. That's what you're going to do. Okay, all right. All right, I'm
All of his
out.
co-workers were gone.
All of his
What could it
co-workers are
mean?
gone.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Push the button? Push the button? No? All right. Wait, what? Hey, I'm on the desk. Can I go out that window? I want to go out the window. I can't go out the window. Oh no. Oh.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
Okay.
So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Are No. No, I'm not. Let's stay.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
Yeah.
Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
What is this game? Dude, he said all the stuff, everything that he said could be tied to me choosing the other answer. He's going to say the same thing. I think he's going to say the same thing. I'll say no. Okay, I'm saying no. Can I go around it? No. Okay. All right. This is probably me having to restart. Yep. Go to the beginning of the game. This game is everything except a game. It is not a challenging game, but it is. See, my thing is I always love dialogue, and I always want to hear the actors do all of their dialogue because I'm an actor myself, so I respect that. So I want to do all the endings, but there are a lot. Who knew that I could just close the door and that would be an ending? I was just
wind
playing.
Blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Do it again.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map.
No, I didn't.
Until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along.
Yeah.
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary
Okay,
into
just
the
get
nature
to
of
the...
video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Okay, are you sick of this gag? I'll say yes.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want. Like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yeah. You too will become quite unbearable.
Woo! Encore! Encore! Do you have another one? Or is it just the music now? Music's alright. Okay. Okay, now it's just the music. Yeah, it's just on a loop. Alright. Okay. That was a good one. Okay. We're off.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself.
What?
Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned?
What?
He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
What?
Stanley picked up
heck are
the
you-
bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Alright.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. We're still gonna do this one because I want to see what the bucket thing does here. Bucket, and then.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now.
Now
more
than
than
ever.
ever.
Yeah.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Coming
Boss's
to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to
Upstairs
the
to
boss's
the boss's office. Yep. Over this way.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
All right. Huh. All right. Let's see this ending. See what the bucket does with this one. 999 out of 10. Great show. Good show. Good show. Good show. Yep. Almost when he was playing and strumming and singing, it sounded almost like...
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Oh... Was that a hint? Anywho, it sounded like it was medieval times or something. Singing a song in medieval times. All right. Press 3. Press 3. Press 3.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
No! There's so much power in the number 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, no. There's nothing. Okay. All right. One more time and then we're gone. All right, that was fun. Yay.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Or perhaps
A
the
hint of
bucket.
regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind. Should he demonstrate the number 3 for the bucket again?
Yes, he should. Yes, he should. The power of 3, bucket.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Because it's a bucket. When did it ever talk? I don't think it ever talked. Bucket, you must understand. You must
Here we go, said
understand.
Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion.
Bucket!
He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all.
3!
Only silence.
3!
Crushed.
3! Everybody likes threesomes!
Stanley returned to the elevator.
That's some threes right there, man. That's some threesomes right there, man. Alright. Fine. Fine, Bucket. Stupid Bucket. I can't believe you don't understand. It's in so many people's fantasies, man. Alright, whatever.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
We're going back up, aren't we? Push the three button.
Bucket, you are gonna understand the power of 3.
It's the Holy Trinity, Bucket. It's the Holy Trinity. Godhood.
Ah, said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there
What was
that he
that?
would hold a press conference where he would speak
There
to
it
the
is.
public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Are we
For
serious?
months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life. This was it. One last chance to
Bunch
win the
of threes.
bucket over. One opportunity to share a true
All in his
connection with
new
a loved
book.
one.
He's a writer. 3 again. What? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. This one actually has words. Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from. Your coworkers. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Trying to blackmail me. Is that it? You know, talking about where I came from. Yeah. Oh, Bucket, you and I, you're going to see.
There
You're
was
going to
no
see
one
the
here.
joy. Oh, no.
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over.
Yeah, well,
He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley knew that he would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent.
there must be one.
And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games.
That's
no
all you
more
had is a
long
note.
conversations
3.
about passion and pursuit. Only a silence that consumed the space between friends.
Really means
And Stanley,
number 3 on the
having for
keypad
once in his
over and
life
over.
discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable
Stanley,
normalcy of loneliness.
Is that your face? Yeah. Got a good face, Stanley. Oh. You got a face for screens. Alright. The bucket did not what?
thought you said something.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Come here,
Perhaps
Bucket.
he had simply missed a memo. The good old Bucket. Just Stanley and the Bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered
to
the
door on his left. Yes, he did, and I will. Hold on.
Still no one was here.
No.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort
Now more than ever.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I want to see what completion looks like if I do it. If I do it right with the bucket. With the bucket.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yep, logical. That a bucket is talking to me. 3. The crowd goes wild. 3. Yeah. Right, Aaron. Well.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I'm a writer, and I made a series. And if somebody made a best-selling book just by typing 3,
the lights rose
there
on an
will be
enormous
hell to
room
pay.
packed with television screens.
You know what?
What horrible secret did this place
Whee!
hold? Stanley
I have
and
the
the
bucket.
both wondered to themselves. But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't.
Where did we get a couch?
Here. A bit cold, perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving
Why?
But it
Ow!
wasn't until the
Ow! Ow!
came in that it really started to feel
When?
like home.
When did we
In fact,
get this?
After some time, Stanley
Home is
realized
where you
that
make
it. had
it.
been ages
Do you
since
like
he
to
had
see
even thought of
homos
the mind
naked?
control
What?
facility of
No,
life.
home is where
He'd
you
never
make
gotten
it.
to fully
Dude
explore
likes
what
to
was
see
out there.
homos
Never
naked.
been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the
God.
state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning.
Oh no! Neglected the cleaning.
He unsettled the bucket.
We're getting a divorce
Stanley wasn't
bucket.
usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail.
We need
All
therapy.
Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Hey, if you got Squid Games on that TV, that's fine. We'll end it there. Alright. Back to this again? Okay. Come here, bucket.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
Well,
to
I
his
didn't
chest
mean to
and entered the door on his left.
skip you, but alright. Y'all probably read it on YouTube.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's
Push.
warmth and comfort now more
More
than
than ever. Yep.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
Yep.
office.
We got so close to doing the... See what I should do.
Stepping into his manager's office,
okay.
Stanley was once again
Alright.
stunned
2,
to
8, 4,
discover
5.
not an
2,
indication
8,
of any
4,
human life.
5.
crushed, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the
Hurry up,
bucket
hurry up,
going-
hurry up, hurry up.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yep, hush. Alright, we go down. Alright, Bucket! You and me, together, forever. Not really, though.
Stanley
We're
and the
going to
bucket
destroy
walked
it.
straight ahead through the large door that read,
But, you know.
Mind Control Facility.
Me and the Bucket, always gonna tough it out, cause we're
The
friends.
lights rose
And
on an
now
enormous
for
room
never
packed with
end.
television screens.
Yes, we're
what
going.
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley
We're
and the bucket
slowing.
both wondered to themselves.
Because we gotta wait for the bridge. Okay. And then hit the camera.
The
Yep.
monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Robot chicken.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
It's
But
alive!
nothing like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Yep. Come here. Come here. Bathroom. I need to go to
Was
the bathroom.
the bucket
To the
under
potty,
the
sir.
mind control facility?
I could pee in the bucket.
Had the bucket
I
been
mean,
told
you're
to do
technically
things
a pot.
it didn't wish to do?
Pot to piss in.
Kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do? in the first
Aren't
place?
friends supposed to
These
let me
questions raised
relieve
furiously in
myself?
Stanley's feeble mind.
You know?
No!
That's what
He
therapy
screamed
does,
into the
right?
bucket. He couldn't
I'm just
accept
making it physical.
His own life in someone
Don't worry,
else's
Bucket, you
control.
don't have a nose.
Never.
Why would you care?
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His
All right.
one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no
I
one.
can't see. I
except
can't see.
for the
I
bucket.
can't see! If this was like a horror game, that would be a perfect spot because if a creature
But
could
here
just
was the
pop
beauty,
right up at you,
the
like,
heart
oh
of the
my god.
operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or
Happy, sad,
or
and all that
content.
stuff, and we're gonna put an end to it, Bucket.
Eating,
You and
working,
me.
all of it monitored and commanded
You and
from
me,
this very
Bucket, we're
place.
doing this.
And as the cold reality
Yep.
of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would...
Off.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine.
Yay!
Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to see in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin
Sneeze in
watching a
every
movie,
country.
any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
They're gonna watch a movie and reverse it? What do they think? They're in Spy Kids? They're a hidden message?
What was happening? Why had the door
Uh-oh.
stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Can we climb it?
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
Well, hey, Bucket, if
Until
I set
finally
you
the truth
down...
hit Stanley square in the face.
I could
This
climb
building did
over
not
it.
want the bucket to leave.
Yeah. Wait.
The facility itself
No!
recognized the incredible calming presence
No!
of the needed the soothing
No! Are you serious?
to any lengths
Dude,
not to part with the
You
bucket.
could have used it as a boost and betrayed
Stanley
him.
can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very building. But at least he has the bucket.
Oh
To be
no!
trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
My gosh. All right, Bucket, come on. We're going on a different journey now, Bucket. Come on, Bucket. Go up. Yes?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are
Yep,
listening
I've
to a
already heard
recorded
that.
message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information.
I've already heard that.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
Nope.
Yes, Stanley. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
I forgot about
Stanley
that. That's
took
funny.
the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Close the door. Nope. We're going this way.
No, said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go here. I have the bucket with me. Let's see what happens now. Bucket. No. Did we break the game? Did we break the game? Did we break the game? Oh, were we not supposed to go here? Narrator, really? Y'all didn't do anything on this one? That's weird. That's weird, guys. That's a little strange. All right, cool. Then we'll go back. What is that? What is that? What is that? Huh? Something. I don't know what that is. Hey, bucket. I don't think we can. There's nothing happening here. Bucket. Bucket. What do we do? Can we push the button? Oh.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore.
Who is this?
The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up.
It must be thrown into the fires of Mordor.
I've done it. It's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. It's unthinkable that many people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This
I'm actually getting
is
paid
my
for people to
golden
watch
ticket.
this bucket
But I have to be
content,
careful,
so
because as soon
You're
as
not
this
wrong.
gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get. What's that? Who's there?
What? Oh God! What? 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 What is happening?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What the
Stanley
what?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What the what? What's happening right now? Narrator, Narrator, do you not have eyes?
The embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test.
I forgot I need water when it comes to these snacks.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door
This
on his left.
right here sucks. I mean, it's great if you're not going to talk, but does it scratch your throat if you have to talk?
This was not the correct way to
Hey,
the meeting room.
bucket.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him,
Bucket.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place
Bucket,
to be.
do you want to meet my wife?
And here it was.
Yeah,
Had
you
the
do.
bucket turned
Of course
out to
you
be
do.
correct? Was this no?
Come on.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
She's a little bland.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
So, Bucket,
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go. Good.
Said the bucket.
you sound like
Now
a
ride
goblin,
the lift all
Bucket.
the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Okay.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should
Then
have
we'll go
alarmed
there
him, of
next
course, because
playthrough.
buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
We.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Oh my. Okay. Phone.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay. I'm gonna pull it next time.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
What?
Once upon a
Sad
time,
story.
I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
You're the one that said he said it to me. Oh, I walk. Okay, all right. I'm 427B. The beige pages, not yellow pages. Sunset. What do I do? What do I do? Yes, it's a lovely house. Doesn't look so sad. Look at that. Look, we got some headsets. That must be nice, man. Get the are they Bose or something? Bose headsets. I can't get back out. The pages? I don't know. Hey, what's for food? I like what? Turtles? What do you like? What do you like? My butt. My butt. Okay, my butt. I can't open that. Oh, it's the bucket. Hi, bucket. It's me, your bucket. Press to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
You know what? If this is wrong, I don't want to be right. I want to close the door and be with Bucket forever. Forever. You and me, Bucket. Press square to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
I will not. I'm gonna not listen to you. Bucket. I gotta find the bucket again. That's what it is. Aye, Bucket. Go back to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the loud man. Press triangle for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
To ignore anyone in your life except for me. Ah, that's depressing. All right.
Sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
No.
From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
He's starting to warm up to it.
What am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
I'd watch Netflix with you, but he never shuts up, so we'll just have to wait for it, Bucket. Oh, he shut up. Well, where's the remote? You had it last. What happened to the remote? Well, you gotta change it to Netflix. Listen, this is the last time I entrust you with the remote. Ugh, you always pick things up and put it in places that doesn't make sense. Come on, Bucket. All right. Live the same day with me.
What am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
All right, come on, Bucket. Press X to go home to work to home to work to home.
Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Oh, Bucket. Oh, Bucket. You're waiting for me, aren't you, Bucket? Oh, my goodness. You're not the only thing hard right now, Bucket. Metal. I'm hard. Okay, all right. This is gone. Is there anything in there, Bucket? Are you wet for me? All right. I'm going to fondle the bucket now. Yep. I'm gonna have X with you.
Stanley, give me the bucket.
No.
Give it to me. Give me
No.
the bucket, Stanley.
No.
I need
it's
it.
my bucket.
Give it to me now.
No,
Give it,
it's
or
my
I'll...
bucket. Oh. I told you all about it creaking, man. Yeah, the sound of it creaking sounds like having fun. Now we're on the mattress too, man. It was aforementioning all along, y'all. All right. We're out. Bucket.
All of his co-workers were
don't
gone.
care.
What could it mean?
Bucket.
Stanley decided
Bucket.
to go to the meeting room. The
Come
bucket
here,
made
Bucket.
Stanley want to be a better man.
the way
and
you
a
touch me,
better
Bucket.
co-worker. In
The
time,
way you
perhaps,
touch me,
he
I
would
have to.
become both of those things.
I just can't live without you anymore, Bucket. I can't.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct
Correct
way
way to the meeting room. No, it
But
wasn't.
Stanley had felt
Stan
the bucket
wants
calling
to
to him,
go for
telling
the
him
lounge.
that the employee lounge
No,
was
it's
simply
not.
the place to be.
It's
And
not,
here it
though.
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all
Doing
the
my
way
squats.
to the top.
Doing my squats.
There's something up there
That's
I
right.
need you to do.
That's right.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed
Gotta stay
him,
in
of course,
peak
because
condition
buckets
in
can't
case
talk.
you want to,
But Stanley chose not to think
roll
about this
around
obvious
again, bucket.
fact.
Yeah?
He
You
was
want me to
firmly
roll you
convinced
around?
that the bucket
Huh?
had spoken to
Yeah,
him,
I know you
and
like
he
it when we roll.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yep. All right. There we go. I'm in peak condition. Let's go, baby.
In here.
Said the bucket.
You could
Go
work
into
on your
this dark
voice,
room
though.
over here.
I'd rather.
Stanley once again
all of the
obeyed
lit
blindly.
candles could not get me attracted to that voice. I need you to work on that one, okay? Bucket, can you do that for me?
Now pick up the phone.
I won't.
Said the bucket. Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right
Oh, no.
Take a look.
I don't want to look at it. No, I'd rather
is
roll
comedic
around
timing?
with the bucket. Oh.
What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemy? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds, no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny"
I'm
now.
Dunny with this screeny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times.
Oh, I'm out
Just
of
to
friends.
ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention
no.
and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is.
I'll fill
With
in
these
random.
strategies
You
at
bring
your
me pages
disposal,
late. I
you'll
dare
have
you.
audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing.
Why are they the
at some point,
Simpsons?
You gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence. And very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after
Is that
us,
one showing
and
some
their
skin?
children after them. Godspeed and may
Are you
Earth
trying to
reign
get a
supreme.
hot? May Earth. Oh my God, that
Goodness,
turned.
this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of
was he
proper
trying to
comedic
hitch a
timing
ride with
are
that
still
leg?
as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
No, I'd rather. No, I'm done. I'm done. Oh, they gated it. I was gonna take myself out. Oh, oh, they gated it. Oh, they gated it. Oh, they gated it. They gated it. I didn't know that. Oh, no. And then they locked it here. I can't open it again. Okay, give me my reticle because this is ridiculous. Show my reticle. Yep. Thank you. Comedic timing. Am I supposed to go this way?
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we have the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now.
I'd be playing
Well, I wouldn't
another...
be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Wait, what? Yeah. It's weird going back, man. Are you gonna talk in the lounge like you always do? No, he's not. I'm gonna go all the way back, huh? All the way back?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came
You were
to a
supposed
set
to
of two
introduce
open
your
doors,
name
they
and
entered
spell
the
it
door
for
to
me.
the left.
What?
What? We're back at the phone already?
Huh?
No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms
Thank
leading up to
God!
this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this.
Nope,
A
nope.
dramatic
Now do
display
your
of
joke.
remarkable comedic wit, which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake.
No, it doesn't.
I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewind.
No! No, please, Jesus, let me out. No!
Here we go. You
Okay,
ready?
yep.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
All right.
What? We're back at the phone already?
What?
No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Fine then. I'll enter the door on the left. How about
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's
That's
all
fine.
your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional
Don't
videos.
be like that. You are a joke.
That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Someone was following Stanley.
What?
He was sure of it.
Stop doing that!
Looked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Freaking game, man. Get comfortable with it being the same, and then they say something random where you're all like...
Everyone is so lucky to have a bucket. But Stanley is a very lucky fellow.
Very lucky indeed. Yep, yes I am. In the bucket. We'll go
Stanley
all
clutched
over
the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
until I
on his
throw
left.
it into the incinerator. It's okay, Bucket. It's okay. Everything's gonna be fine, Bucket. Don't worry. No, it won't back. No, we'll be okay. All right. I want to see what happens
Still
if I
no
go
one
on
was
the
here.
escape route.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
No, I don't.
Perhaps his boss's office was coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Did I, though? I walked down.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He
All
might
right.
be fired for that.
Will
and in such a competitive economy,
this
why had
be
he taken that risk?
the
All
same?
because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself,
Maybe I am crazy.
crazy.
Are we going to
He
talk
looked
about the
down at
bucket?
the bucket in his
We are
arms.
going to talk
Am
about
I
the bucket.
crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this
Who
isn't
left the
my bucket.
spill?
It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket?
No,
This is all
I've got the
terribly
sticker.
wrong. Surely no.
He's my property!
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room,
Bucket!
passing by one bucket after the next.
Bucket!
None of them were his.
Bucket!
None of them were his.
Ah,
Bucket!
Bucket!
To me, Stanley.
Bucket!
Find me.
Where are
He
you,
had to
Bucket?
find the bucket. He had to return to his
Oh,
old
no,
friend. It was
Bucket,
the only
where
way
are
to
you,
truly
Bucket?
restore
I
his
need to
sanity.
find you,
And then
Bucket,
suddenly,
Bucket!
he froze dead in his
Bucket,
tracks.
no.
He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
Bucket?
The real bucket was inside of him all along.
No!
Painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
There you go.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, here we go with Mariella. Mariella, this time...
Mariella woke up on
I
a
have
day
a bucket.
like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security,
Bucket?
and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man
Had no bucket!
Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this.
Oh,
There
you're still
was
gonna
a
leave me?
myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront
Confront work?
for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
I hope you get fired! That's what I hope.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Bucket!
Perhaps he had
Bucket,
it
bucket.
takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent.
Oh,
Stanley
bucket.
checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
What are you trying to say? That the bucket's better than me? Watch
Stanley
yourself.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I think we went through all endings this way because if I remember correctly, leaving the cargo room, you will end up at the doors. I don't think there's a bucket there. I think if I go this way, the bucket ending. There's a. I think it's going to turn into, is this a bucket? But I'm not sure. I don't remember. I'm going to have to do this. And then
This
if
was
not,
the
if
correct
not.
way to the meeting room.
I mean,
But
no,
Stanley
yeah,
had
but
felt
I
the
mean-
bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee
The lounge
was
is where,
simply the
yeah,
place to
well,
be.
he's a liar.
And here it
And a
was. Had the
cheat.
bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on
Bucket
his
was
left
wrong.
to go back to the meeting room.
Okay, I think that is where the intervention is. That's where we take out the bucket.
No,
Said the bucket.
Yeah.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Did I? I ignored the bucket. Okay.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
Yep.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
I could get it all
Unless-
right, though.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
I do.
I suppose that would explain a lot about
I
your
do.
behavior
You know
up
what?
to
Never
this
mind.
point.
We are going to do this.
If that's true,
Because I'm going to
well,
get it right.
My goodness. I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
Do it.
So much of the impact of the story is
Yes,
dependent
yes,
on
do
your
it.
understanding of what is
Enter
and
the
isn't
game
a bucket.
show.
Please,
Yes.
step in here for a moment.
Yes, I will. I'm in. Is this a bucket? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome as we join Pitch Black to the scene.
This should tell us
He's
everything
going
we'll
for
ever need to
a
know about what is
whole
or is not a
100%
bucket.
correct.
Okay, let's begin.
Now, having not played this at all on his last episode,
Correct. It is a hologram of a
hologram,
bucket.
and
not
then
an
the next
actual
one's a
bucket.
3D printer. I think, I assume.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No, it's a 3D printer.
Correct. It is a 3D printed
Yeah.
recreation of a bucket,
I could
not
tell.
an actual bucket.
Yep. Get out of my way. And let me see. Yeah, another one.
Item
Yeah.
3.
That's a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
Most definitely a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Yep. Bucket.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No!
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay,
Everything
next
is a
one.
bucket. Everything is a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
It is indeed. That is a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Uh-oh.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
I don't remember going this long.
Yes, it's a bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Ha! Forgot about that one.
Item. Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
Do I do no or do I do yes? I did no last time. And then he was like, well, of course, there's no bucket there. And then it was like, okay. Well, I mean, this picture right here, is this a bucket? Yeah, that's a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket
But it's
is
right
something,
there. It's
and
right
therefore
there.
Nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Anything is a bucket. Now where nothing is a bucket. Let's see where this goes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
No.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
You're not a bucket.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. And then it turns out you're not a bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
But everything else
Yes,
is.
I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Okay.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
All right. Enough of this
Stanley had never seen the
tomfoolery.
office this brightly lit.
What?
Was it a sign of something?
What?
He
Why?
hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
So brightly lit. Okay. All right. We're going this way. We're going to grab that bucket.
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace.
Gotcha.
Protective, yet delicate. Assertive, yet compassionate.
One of these doors probably opens. We should try
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
that. Okay. Yeah, because that's the is this a bucket? And then I think that's everything on that one. So let's see. One of these days, a door will open. And when that day comes,
Still no one was here.
I will open it.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Broom
Perhaps
closet
his
we've
boss's
already been on.
office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to
Yep.
the boss's office.
Yep, I'm gonna do that because going down leads to the There's got to be at least one door that I can open again. You know? Just to be sure. I want to try and open all these doors.
Stepping into his manager's office,
gonna
Stanley
make
was
me
once again
type
stunned
it in
to
again.
discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into it, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
All right, bucket. I'm gonna go down. And now, bucket. This is I have
Okay, so we're gonna go to the,
Stanley and the bucket
No.
walked straight ahead
No,
through
we're
the
not.
large door that read
Escape.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Is that the case, huh?
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn
But we won't.
around and get back on track.
We will face our
At
death.
this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
That's right. That's right. What is life without a little struggle? And then no struggle. No more struggle. I'm just speeding the process. Ready, bucket? Yeah. Yep, here we go, bucket. Here we go.
As the machine whirred
I
into
am
motion,
so
Stanley and the
thankful
bucket inched closer
of
to their
you, Bucket.
demise. Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
What?
To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
But
This is what Stanley thought to himself.
No,
And he
I-
sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
no, it's okay. I bet the bucket's
Farewell,
even
Stanley, cried
angrier.
the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
All right, come on. There you go. Yeah. All right. The Stanley Parable, Bucket. You and I, we're going to see all that there is, Bucket. See this,
It was
Bucket?
a shame,
The
the death of such a
Stanley
magnificent bucket.
Parable.
It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Oh well, it picked me as its friend, so. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? All right. So all praise the bucket? Yeah? All right. I'm starting to sound like a cult. Shuru pee pee, shuru pee pee. Sorry, I play Yakuza.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you
Excuse you.
see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Hey! We're comparing his life to a bucket. Oh, look at all the buckets! Oh, that's pretty, actually. It's kind of pretty. A photograph of 25 25 buckets. Oh, you know what? They it probably is 25 buckets, and then they just like they just like copied and paste. Of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. 25 buckets? I don't think it's 25. Wolfpack, let's do this. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm playing with you. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. Nope. All right. A bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Okay. 2-bucket design. All right. They couldn't handle it, huh? Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died. And yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. I'll kick that bucket. That's right. I'm kicking the bucket. Yep. The stress bucket. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance. Vulnerability, size, and strength of the bucket. Coping strategies. Holes. Stress level of water in the bucket. Rest and relaxation. Do something you enjoy. Rest and relaxation. Presented without commentary. The stress bucket. Okay. All right. Yeah, but what about the goal bucket, you know? The bucket list. Ha! Where's my bucket list? That's fun. All right. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Like this? What about women? Do you need to kneel? The hanging bucket. This place symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. Bucket, no. Bucket, you want me to jump to my death? Bucket! Bucket? Bucket? Bucket! Let me grab bucket!
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket...
No, I don't think I will. Begin the game again. I want to see if something happens because I disobeyed.
Stanley's bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. Maybe I should have let it happen. I don't know. I don't know with this game. 412, 413. One of these days, one of these doors will open for me. 411.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than
No,
ever.
I didn't.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Coming to a staircase,
This bucket is
Stanley and the
cold.
bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
This bucket's cold.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned
Oh, you're gonna make
to
me
discover
push it.
not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Alright. Alright, we're gonna go down. This time we're gonna let Stanley get crushed and see if something different happens. Alright. What's up, y'all? Yeah. I crashed. I'm sponsoring water today. Water. That's right. Good old crisp water. Sink. I actually managed to get a sponsor. It's called Sink Water. I recommend them. In case y'all didn't know, we crashed. That's why I was able to grab this water bottle without you guys even seeing it. You know, yeah, we crashed. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I used to be able to go 4 hours nonstop, but now all of a sudden my RAM memory is acting up. Yep. All right. These things happen with like YouTubers, right? Where I can ask you for something for Christmas. Hey, can I get like a gaming PC? It was doing great. My MacBook Pro with an M3 Pro Max chip was doing great, and now it's not. I don't know. I don't know what happened. All right, let's get back to it. So yeah, I gotta.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise,
Yep,
Stanley
yep.
reflected on how meaningless the
Well, what I
bucket's
reflected
wonderful
on is
comfort
how did I
had turned
fall
out
that
to be.
far back,
To be sure,
that
it
far
puts the
down,
mind and the soul
and
at ease to embrace the
I didn't break
But
my
what
legs.
use is a sense of ease
If anything,
when
I
you're
should be
about
like
to be crushed
lying
to
here
death?
with
This
my
is what
legs
Stanley
broken,
thought to himself,
and I couldn't
and he
even
sort
climb.
of kicked himself for wasting so
that was
much
pretty
time
good.
carrying a bucket.
And what are they
everywhere.
doing with this walkway
Farewell,
here, making
Stanley.
it seem like we could do something with that walkway? That is ridiculous.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
All right. You said it yourself. The buckets.
It was
Was
a shame,
crushed
the
to
death,
death.
of such a magnificent bucket.
Yeah, but
it's true that all
you're gonna have
buckets
me
are
go
ragers in
back
their own
and
way,
have it
but
die
this one stood
anyway.
above the rest.
This doesn't
It
make
was
sense,
a
lady.
glorious bucket to behold.
All right, whatever you say, lady. All right, the bucket. Yep, the bucket. Now this is gonna go by a lot faster because I'm not reading anything. We're
Can
just
you
going.
see how arrogant it was for Stanley
bucket.
to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can
Nope.
you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be?
We
in
made
his-
the bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one.
All right, this time I'm
It is
going
man
once.
who should kneel before the bucket.
I don't fall. I thought they were gonna do this little like, you go for the bucket and then you fall into the black hole. You do not deserve the bucket. But nope. Still holding on to the bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Yeah, well, he was already about to be crushed, but you saved him.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game.
Yeah, but
Don't
I have
give
a
him
bucket.
another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can
Excuse you.
save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together.
Yeah, but the bucket-
will take its place as ruler. As
It won't.
leader, as
The
commander
bucket
of a
will be
new world,
crushed.
A new vision.
All right. Good? Okay. Y'all, I need someone to answer the phone. Got my own things that I'm trying to do. 428. Huh? 430.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy?
Doing this for
Click
what
a
trophy?
door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A
That's a
measly
trophy?
5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
I am clicking it.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. 50! Almost certainly 50 clicks.
You do not want to mess with me with mash buttons. I'm that super mash brother.
No. I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
20 clicks into door 417. 20 clicks into 417? Is there a 417 or is he yanking my chain? Probably not even a 417. I'm sorry. Hi.
Good morning. Thank you
Morning.
for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
You're welcome.
We are confirming your shipment of 1,000.
Oh, here we go with the boxes.
Cardboard boxes to
Nope.
your place of work.
Thank
Can
you.
you verify that this is correct?
No, it is not. 417, 417, 417. 417.
Your order will be canceled immediately. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
417, 417, 417. Oh, 417.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
This game is crazy, man. I'm just randomly trying to do stuff, and it's actually doing stuff for 437. So then we need to go back up. 437, 437, 437, 437, 437. Go away. Go away.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
The trophy is going to be demeaning, isn't it? It's going to say something to me, isn't it? Waste of time. Something like that, yeah? This is what you spend your time on? Yep. Something along those lines.
Now, back to door number 437.
Da 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 da. Where's 437? 437. All right.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
The copy machine.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
I don't think we're getting anywhere. I think you're lying to me. That's what I think. I think you like just pushing me everywhere for no cause whatsoever because there's no end, so there's no meaning to anything I do.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419's desk. Okay. 419's desk. I know where that is. No, I don't. I lied. Where is 419? Where is the desk? That's 418's. I need 419's. 419. Oh, there we are. I'm going to climb on his desk. I'm going to climb on the desk. Climb on the desk.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up.
Give me a trophy!
Few clicks on door 416.
I want my trophy. I've earned my trophy now, all right? 416.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
I'm trying! Oh, the copy machine. Oh, you want me to do the copy machine? Where's the copy machine? Show me where the copy machine is. Is it over here? Yeah, it's over here. Copy machine.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We
did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
That's a trophy. That's an actual trophy. Okay, what would make that worse is if I read the trophy and it said click the door 5 times. Then he's like, I'm not going to give you that trophy for that. But I just stumbled on it. I stumbled on it because you move around and you click things, and sometimes the game actually has some other stuff that happens. That is wild. That's wild. What's in here? Nothing. Okay. All right. All right, game. I think my time with Bucket has reached its end. That's what I think. I think that's what's, yeah. No. All right. $483. $416. No. All right. Yeah, now I'm clicking doors because I got you in here telling me that there's a door that can open.
When Stanley came
so
to a
now
set of 2
I'm
open
curious
doors,
where that is.
He entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
447. 448. Oh, how about this one? No. 449. No. 450.
It was okay.
Okay.
But eager to get back to business,
452.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
455. No. 454. 455. 456. Oh, I'm telling you, 456 needs to get out while he can. The games are afoot.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm gonna go this way.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Nope.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Did I ever walk through the red door? I think I did. I'm gonna go with the blue door, though.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Let's do
Feel
5.
free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
Oh my
You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Yeah, I remember that.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
You're getting a little too ahead of yourself.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
In this game, the baby crawls left
Uh-huh.
towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours? of
I'm
play
not going
make
to.
sure it's effective.
I am not
Be sure
going
to keep
to.
notes on your
Nope.
experience.
Nope. Do you have to add the sound effect? Baby! Baby! Get back, baby! Get back! Get back, baby! 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 I want my baby back ribs!
You
Baby
heartless
back, baby back, baby back.
Did you do it because you hate
Ribs.
babies or purely to spite
Baby
them?
back!
Because if it's the latter,
I said
I
baby
don't know
back.
what to do. I'm
He's gonna
completely
get that
out of
baby back
ideas.
ribs.
I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
What was this?
Let's see. What do we have here?
Oh, it's the soccer. Okay.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Make me play Firewatch!
What do you
This is
think this game
crazy!
is about, Stanley? What's our backstory?
Firewatch.
What is our motivation?
There's a woman that we're gonna
But it
be
seems
talking
obvious
to.
to me that you're
It's a
meant
mystery.
To play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians.
What can I say?
below
It's a
you
mystery.
From up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
Whoa! No!
That must be it.
Whoa,
What a fascinating
no!
venture into the experience of total mental
No!
depravity.
I'm just
So
looking
far,
at.
I know
I'm looking
everything
for
about this game,
fire and
And it
smoke.
seems there's even more. Come, let's
It's
venture
not
outward and
that
see what
hot.
else is out there.
I might be looking at fire, but we ain't looking to get hot and heavy. No, I know this game. It's called Firewatch. Dude! Do you have the creative license for this? Honestly? Alright. Let's go. And I know what's going to happen next. You're going to tell me, oh no, it's an open world game. Run, Stanley, run.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
It is. I'm going this way.
It is. It's an open world game.
Woo!
Quickly block it off.
No! No!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens.
You
we
can't
avoided-
go in any direction in
What's
open
my
map.
Stanley?
You still have to progress the
I'm going
story.
to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls.
Yeah,
Something
'cause
with
you have to
nice,
stay
big,
structured.
Insurmountable walls.
Jonesy Lake. That if that wasn't
I
a
think
much
this
if
will
this
be
wasn't
just
as
the
much
thing.
of a hint, that Jonesy Lake really
nails it in the coffin. Oh,
Wonderful.
second one.
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around.
Rocket
There
League!
isn't any possibility that you could get lost.
Do you
here.
have creative
Now,
license for this one?
Is game design.
How do you
Stanley,
have creative
if you
license
manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Well, let's see how impressed you get. Sports balls.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here?
Give me a car this time. I want
There
a
are lots
car.
of cars here in the back, but obviously there's
see,
no
there's a car.
racetrack.
Okay, so
I'm
give me
seeing
the
that There's a
car.
ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
No, it's
We
not.
should run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes.
So
I
run
think
the
surely
bases and do a touchdown. I didn't
we
notice
must.
that.
Take the ball, have fun.
Oh God. Oh God. You are not allowed on ESPN. All right. Yep. Bop. Up. Bop.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Very much
Stanley,
so.
I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out.
Bop.
Here comes another ball.
Bop.
Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable.
Hold on. I'm gonna try to get them both.
More balls.
Oh dear goodness. Oh my gosh! Balls in my face. Balls in my face. My goodness, it's a disgrace when you got balls in my
Are you enjoying
face.
this, Stanley?
Kick it into place. Kick
Is
it
this a
into
real
place.
video game?
You
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what?
don't
It's
show
over.
any
That's
grace
right.
when
All
you
little
take
fun
my
comes to an
balls
end.
from me.
This is my game, and what I say
Now I
goes.
have a
You get to have fun when I let you,
VJJ.
Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you.
Oh, is that
Without
right?
rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I am structure. I'm
Oh,
your
your sense of
of
purpose.
And
Get
since you
over
decided
yourself.
You didn't want to play my game. Now I don't want to play with you either. So
That's fun.
goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best.
Rocket League.
Take care, Stanley.
Do. See, I'm having so much fun. Without you. Hey, y'all, this is some peace and quiet. This is nice. I like it. Ooh, pretty. Hey, you can hear construction going on, too. Huh. Wonder if that's in the actual game. I think I dabbled in Rocket League. Y'all, don't burn me at the stake, okay? Calm down. Look, I didn't get into it. You know, it's just I'm always posting stuff now. We're doing stories and hunting with my wolf pack. I don't have time. You guys are my priority, okay? So I can't play like games that don't have a story, you know? But, I mean, I will say, if a bunch of people do say, play Rocket League, hey, play Rocket League, I'll watch you play Rocket League, then I'll end up playing Rocket League. But, yeah, most of my Wolfpack likes story-driven stuff. So anyway, Lates!
Hold on. What are you doing?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh God, this is like a haunted. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, some scary stuff could come out of here. Ooh. Whoa. Huh. Okay, where do I go? Go over here. Whoa, what happened?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back.
Second coming, y'all.
The end will be here soon.
Second coming.
I can wait.
Hi, we're back.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Except everyone is missing. All right. There is a part where we're in a rundown warehouse and the narrator confesses he doesn't know where he is in the story anymore, that it's so messed up. I'm trying to think of how I got that, and I need to grab the bucket when I do that. Because I haven't seen that variation with the bucket.
Is Stanley without the bucket really Stanley at all? No. No, surely not.
You keep on telling me to open the door. I've been trying to open doors. It doesn't look like that's... Are y'all messing with me? You're punking me. That's what y'all are doing. That's not nice. Don't punk me.
Stanley
I punk myself.
tightly to his chest.
My brain is enough of a handicap that I can punk myself. All right. Entered the door on his left. Was it the right or the left that I did this? What happens if I enter... Well, I have the bucket now, so I can't really do the red and blue doors. There's no buckets beyond that point. So then I have to go this way, right? Yeah, because then the... Okay, all right.
Still no one was here.
Oh.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
No, I don't.
Perhaps his boss's office
boy.
was where he came
I'm a big boy. Okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, all right. We walked upstairs. Hold on. Did I miss it? Did I miss an opportunity? You could go down the stairs. Yeah, we could. Okay, all right. Let's begin the game again. Okay? We're going to grab the bucket. We're going to go to the area.
What could it mean?
Where's
Stanley
my
decided
bucket?
to go
What
to
could
the
it
meeting
mean?
room.
Where's
Perhaps
my
he had
bucket?
simply
Okay,
missed a
there's my
memo.
bucket. There's my bucket.
As Stanley lifted his bucket, he felt a connection to all buckets everywhere. This adventure, he decided, was for all of them.
I'm still trying to open doors because y'all said I could open doors. All right, whatever. We're going. All right, so we entered the door.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
This way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Employee lounge.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it no? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go this way.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
No, we didn't. Is this where the spoiler is without the bucket? I think so.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I
Here we
knew
go.
you'd find this place eventually.
Hi there.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much.
Can't move. I have to
It's
listen
this
to you.
bucket you're carrying around.
Ah, the heck with you and the bucket.
Isn't even from the original Stanley
Stop.
Parable. It's just sequel
Do you know
content.
what?
We're the ones that matter, Stanley.
You
Classic
never
characters
put
from
out,
the
and this
first
bucket
game,
did.
like the Adventure
Put out
Line and the Broom
fires
Closet.
every time when I
Because
was
that's
doing
what
this.
fans want
See,
from a
thought you
sequel.
caught me,
They want
Wolfpack.
more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're
Yes, you
spending
did.
too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
All right, the adventure line just to guide me. And
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
oh, da 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 dum da dum
Now
da.
this is what the Stanley Parable is all about.
da- da-
Don't you
dum-
remember
da.
all those great jokes from the
Dum-
original
da- dum- da.
dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Not my bucket. Not my bucket.
Don't you get it, Stanley?
Nope, not my
We
bucket.
need to get rid of the bucket.
No, we're not.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character.
Nope.
This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No bucket. No.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Oh, bucket. Nope.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
It won't let me. It won't let me turn. It won't let me turn it off.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy
Otherwise
your
it gets
bucket.
angry.
Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is...
Yep. Okay. All right. And we've already done this one. We've already done this one on my previous episode, so we'll go. You can go back to that one if you want to. We're good there.
All of his
I want
co-workers
to
were
see what
gone.
happens
What
without
could
the
it
bucket.
mean?
That's what I
Stanley
want to
decided
do.
to go to the meeting room.
No,
Perhaps
I
he had
didn't.
simply missed a memo.
No, I didn't. I'm going this way. I'm going this way. Going this way. Going this way. Hey, I don't have a bucket now. Maybe that's why I couldn't open doors. Now that I have a bucket. Or don't have a bucket. Oh.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
Thank you. He does.
Nor did it
Right
advance
back at
the
you.
story in any way.
All right. All right. Well, there you go. 414. Y'all, if you're punking me, this is not nice. Y'all keep saying, insisting. I've been at every door, at every turn, tapping away.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I didn't. I need to deviate, and then
This
I
was
can go
not the
to
correct way to
elevator.
the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nope. What is this one? It doesn't even have a number. Okay, no. 450. No, not that one either. Okay.
It was okay. But eager to get back to business,
453.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
453. Y'all, that airplane, man. It is roaring. 454. Nope. Okay, nope. 455. No. 456. Okay, nope. Alright. Now that we're
And
in
so
this
he
elevator.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Alright. this might be the one where...
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go.
I think this is
from here.
Right. He can open this.
Left.
What? It's not opening this. Okay.
Oh no, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I just want to see if we end up in the warehouse with this one. If that's the case, I think we did everything we could with the bucket.
Left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Yep, this is spoiler.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
And then the adventure line
suppose
happens.
we don't wander so far off
Yeah.
From the top.
From the top. Okay, all right. We got this one. We got it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Right. Is there a
Stanley
bucket?
decided to go
Can
to
I get
the
a
meeting
bucket
room.
while
Perhaps
I'm
he
doing
had
this?
simply missed a memo.
Nope. The bucket's gone. The bucket is gone. All right. No bucket. Okay. Yep. All right.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over.
Okay, all right. There's one other thing that I want to try. Okay, so we're going to begin the game again. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go...
All of his co-workers were gone. What
We're going to
could
go
it
to
mean?
the
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
blue
room.
and red
Perhaps he had
doors,
simply missed
right?
a memo.
And this time we're going to listen to what he says. I want to see what that one was, if I got that ending or
When
not.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did I or no?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
Yep,
perfectly
no, I got to
well.
go to the cargo lift.
Perhaps he wanted to
Got to
stop
go to
by
the cargo
employee
lift,
lounge
and I've got to
just to
go
admire it.
walk on that
It was
bridge.
okay.
Yeah, it was okay. It's all right. It's fine.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I was going to shut it while running.
Stanley was so bad
action.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've
there's
gotten off on the wrong foot
collectibles
here.
right there.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Can I go
realize that
back
investing
and
your trust in
see the
someone else
Stanley
can be
2
difficult,
museum,
but the
or is
fact
that
that the story has been
is
about
that
nothing
gone?
but you all this time? There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to
Let's
show
see.
you something beautiful.
Let's see what happens.
Let me prove it. Let
I'm
me
going on the
prove
red.
that I'm on your side.
I'm going on the red.
Give me a chance.
Go ahead.
Now,
I'll go on
listen
the red.
carefully. This is important.
I might have
Stanley
forgotten what
walked
happens
through the red
with the
door.
red, and I've already done it because there are just so many dang endings.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for?
This is this.
Here. Yes.
Ah,
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just
yeah.
stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think
I feel happy. Yeah, I get you. All right. So then we did that. I'm pretty sure all of the bucket scenes are done. What I'm trying to understand is, can I go back to the new content room? How do I do that, Wolfpack?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, is it this blank thing here? No. Where's this new content? A new content. I need a new content door. Interesting. This is where it once was, right? Right here, 416. Yeah, it's not showing up anymore. Yeah. That's weird. All right, Bucket. Come on. It's time. Everybody thinks you're so great, Bucket.
What new mysteries lay in store for our bucket-loving heroes
All
today?
the narrator
Let's find
cares
out.
about is the bucket. It's always been about
Stanley
you.
clutched the bucket
Every
tightly twist. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
second, I am
Stanley had felt the
eclipsed by
bucket
you,
calling to
Bucket.
him, telling
I
him
used to
that the
love you,
employee
Bucket,
lounge
but
was
now,
simply the place to be. And here
now
it
I
was,
see all
that the
you
bucket
wanted
turned
was the
out to be
glory.
correct. Was no,
That's it.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back.
Bucket,
And so the two of them
it's
detoured
time.
through the maintenance section and walked
It's
straight
time
ahead
for
to the
you and me to part ways. I'm done with you, Bucket.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
We care about you, Stanley. Yeah.
You see, your friends and I are concerned.
Yeah,
for you,
enough.
Stanley.
I want to kill
We've
the
come
bucket.
together
Kill
here
the
because we
bucket.
care
Kill
about
the
you
bucket.
very much. It's this bucket you're carrying
Yeah.
around everywhere.
Well, the bucket's gone.
The bucket isn't even
he's
from
of
the
no
original
use.
Stanley Parable. It's
He-
just sequel
his relationship
content. We're the
pales
ones that
in
matter, Stanley.
comparison.
Classic
Yep.
characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the
Yeah.
Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want
the
from a
Broom
sequel.
Closet.
They want more of their favorite
go in the
jokes,
Broom
not this
Closet?
bucket that they've never seen
Why do
before.
you want me to go on the broom closet?
Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the fans
here we
want.
are.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Off we go.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
He knows. He's about to make me make a huge decision.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all
I
those
want my
great jokes
music.
from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley.
That's
Let's
the problem.
give them more
That's the
content
problem
exactly
about
like this.
streaming. You mess
but
up.
If we want to do that, you're
That
going to
gets
have
clipped.
to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley?
I get it.
We need to get rid of the bucket.
I want to get rid of
That's
it.
why I'm very proud
I'm
to
sorry,
introduce a
Bucket,
brand new character.
but you and I
This
are
is
through.
the Bucket Destroyer.
Yep.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
I agree.
Can you guess what the Bucket
You thought it
Destroyer
was
does?
funny to call yourself
Surely you don't
divine,
need me to spell it out
Bucket?
for you.
Surely you understood.
Go ahead now, Stanley.
Mankind can't
Say
handle
goodbye
the
to Bucket,
divine.
and then pop it into the
Goodbye,
machine when
Bucket.
you're ready.
I am the master of my choices, Bucket.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do.
It's
if
not
it
letting me
can't
do it.
destroy your bucket.
It's not letting me do it.
Buckets is all it knows.
It's not letting me
That
do it.
is its
The
singular
bucket is
personality.
turning around and eyeballing me and not letting me put it in. No! No! You have to throw it in the fires of Mordor, Stanley! You must destroy the ring! Destroy the bucket! Oh, it's not working.
Other object in this game. Can you even say that about it? The
Oh
broom closet,
no,
certainly
oh no,
not. I
I'm
wonder
trying,
what sort
I'm
of
trying, the
destroyer
bucket won't let me.
merchandise the fans
The
will be
bucket won't let
clamoring for
me.
after this.
The bucket won't let
The
me!
bucket destroyer is getting very upset.
I'm
We'll have to
trying,
hurry
the
and
bucket
we
won't.
can't get back to the
The
classic
bucket
Stanley
won't.
Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you
There's
crush
no
that
way to
damn
crush it.
bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it,
Do
the
it.
fans.
Do
Stanley.
it.
Give the fans what they want.
Stanley,
Hurry and-
please let go of the bucket. Oh.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
There's some Halo. All right. There's a phone. Phone's ringing again. The phone's ringing. What do you want, lady?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are
I didn't
listening to a
hear
recorded
what she
message,
said first.
please terminate it immediately.
I terminated you. You're done. You're done. All right. So I'm guessing once I have this, but there's no way to destroy the bucket. There is no way to destroy the bucket. It is here eternally here. There's no way to
When
go
Stanley
back.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No. Quit the main menu. The Stanley Parable 2. Yep. Wow. There's really no way. There's really no way to get back to like the let's do Stanley Parable 2. Because technically we're in Stanley Parable 2. Alright, y'all. I mean, I think I went through all of the content. If there's anything that I am missing, please let me know in the comments box. I would love to play more and see what other adventures. This is kind of one of those games where I don't want to let it go. They do this thing psychologically to you, where when you end the game, something changes. And then all of a sudden, the end of the game doesn't feel like an end. It feels like it's constantly just evolving. So that when it gets to a point where it's doing the same thing, oh, it's a whole new level of disappointment. They need to create a Stanley Parable 3. Add more DLC. They've essentially created a game where they could just keep on adding more DLC. More rooms, more choices. This is a phenomenal game, y'all. Thank you so much for recommending this to me. I'm going to go ahead and end this one. Don't worry, live people. Listen, I know I said 4-hour power. Oh, I ain't going nowhere. Oh, we going into something else. That's what that is. We going into Astrobot. That's right. That has been highly recommended. So I am going to go ahead and start playing that. It might take a little while to boot up. Go run, get your snacks, everything like that. It does need to be installed. Usually it takes about like 10 minutes or something like that. But we'll be back on. We'll be back on shortly. For those of you that are just watching the Stanley Parable and they're done after that, well, hey, thanks for coming on. I appreciate the support. And if you do want to support this channel, because I really do want to see this community grow, I love playing games with you guys, go ahead and bite that like. Hit the subscribe button to run with the wolf pack. And, yeah, I'll see you guys, I don't know when I'll see you, because I'll be on Astrobot. If you guys only want to watch Stanley Parable, I guess I'll see you when I see you. But yeah, anywho, I love y'all, and I will run with you all real soon. Pitch Black Wolf. All right. I mean, I think that's all of them. If there are more, we can do it. We can do it on, who knows? There might be another episode coming that we can do a Stanley parable. Let me know if there are any endings you guys didn't see. Don't worry, this isn't the end, like I said.